Hi, welcome to the Daily Dose. My name is Brian. If you're a manager, a director, supervisor, owner, if you have people that work for you or with you and you're in a position of leadership, and by the way, it's very, very rare for any one of us to ever find ourselves not in a position of some kind of leadership. But if you're in a position of leadership, then the measure of your success will be how much effectiveness you're willing or able to get from your team. In other words, how much production, whether it's sales, whether it's customer service, whether it's, whatever the measure of your success is in terms of your productivity, it's going to be based upon how much can you get out of your team. And one of the most effective ways to increase the amount of production that you can derive from your organization, from your team, from your agency, from your sales force, whatever it is you're leading, whatever group it is you're leading, even if it's coworkers, right? And you're just working side by side with folks, but you're put in a position of leadership because of your experience there or the time that you've had. One of the things that you can do is to empower others. Now, empowering others is not only going to help you get more effectiveness out of your team, but it's also going to make others want to follow you even more. In other words, your empowering others is going to increase your leadership effectiveness. People are going to have more respect for you. They're going to respect your leadership to a greater degree because you believe in them. Empowering people means you believe in them. One of the greatest examples that I've ever heard of from this, and I heard this today as a matter of fact, in a John Maxwell book called How to Influence People. One of the greatest examples of empowerment that I've ever seen comes from the company Nordstrom. Nordstrom, as a corporation, puts their highest priority on people, not procedures. And when someone new goes to work for that company, they have a statement that they issue to every new person coming in that basically says, "Welcome to Nordstrom, we're excited to have you on board. Rule number 1, use your best judgment in all situations. There will be no more rules." See, Nordstrom empowers their individuals. It values their employees, values their staff, values their individuals, and lets them know that from the moment they arrive. Nordstrom says, we trust you to use your best judgment and to exercise that judgment. And we'll back you up because we've given you permission to do so. That's empowering. And as a result, they have one of the highest satisfaction ratings for employees, and they have one of the highest customer satisfaction ratings because their customer service is absolutely impeccable. And you can employ that same sort of mindset or idea with your staff or your team or your organization. Give them the power to make decisions. Give them the authority to use their best judgment, and then back them up whenever possible. By empowering others, you lift them up. You help them to perform at a higher level and to trust you more. You'll increase loyalty. You'll increase trust. You'll increase productivity. You'll increase everything that you want to see increased in your organization or in your staff by empowering others. Now, do you run the risk of people sometimes making the wrong decision? Of course. But guess what? That's going to happen anyway. Do you run the risk of sometimes people making, the wrong decision or assuming too much authority and stepping outside of their bounds? Yeah, but that's going to happen anyway. With or without empowering your individuals, you're going to see those kinds of things happen. But by empowering others, what will happen is that they'll make better decisions more often without your involvement, freeing you up to do the creative things or to do the brainstorming or to be the idea person, to truly lead your organization. And overall effectiveness will go through the roof. So learn to trust others and empower them. You can't take it all on yourself. And just as a secondary example to this, how many times when we were employees or in position within a company where we had bosses, did we hear ourselves or maybe others that we work with complaining about a boss or supervisor that was micromanaging, right? That always was in your stuff, always trying to second guess your decisions, always, trying to micromanage you down to the most nitnoid little detail. It annoys people, it drives down morale, all of those things. Empowerment is exactly the opposite of micromanagement. It's trusting others to do their jobs. When you do that, everything goes on the rise, guys. That's the dose. Go out there and make it a great week.